All right, welcome back, everybody, for another episode of the Wednesday Watch List. This is some members first content. It used to be members only, but now members will get it a day ahead of everybody else. So, if you want to see this stuff a little bit early, consider joining up with a membership. And members, don't worry, we hit our 2,500 subscribers, so we will be doing another big giveaway. More to come on that, possibly on Wednesday's tax show. And I'll probably be doing a special giveaway just for members only, too, just to thank all of you for the support for the channel. A lot of fun stuff still coming your guys' way, including a new little tweak on hidden gems coming a little bit later tonight. So make sure you check that out. And yeah, just having a whole lot of fun doing this. So if you want to see what books I'm keeping my eye on for this week, just hang on for a few seconds after the intro, and I will be right back. All right, so as I said, this is the Wednesday watch list. This is going to be for New Comic Book Day, April 5th, 2023. Recording this on April 3rd, on Monday afternoon, and we'll get this out, like I said, to members in about an hour or two, as soon as I'm done editing it. And then everybody else can see this about tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, ahead of Chasing Ghosts. So that's going to be the schedule I'm going to try to keep to. I might release it even on Sunday if I can get to this earlier, but for now, we are just going to be doing this on Monday. So with that said, let's get right into it and start off with covers. So this little section here are just covers that kind of catch my eye, that I like, and I'm considering scooping up just because I dig them. I just like the covers. So call it what you want, but these are the covers that I am enjoying. First one up. And again, most of these are cover price. If these are selling for a premium, I'd let you know. But for the most part, most of these are just, again, these should be available, hopefully, at your shop when you go on Wednesday. I dig this Spider-Man. I mean, it's got Leopardon on it. All right? I mean, can't go wrong with Leopardon. I don't know. I kind of dig it. I'm looking forward to this. And you don't get many Leopardon covers. So I want it, personally. Next up, I know, homages are done to death. The Rock homages are being done to death. But this one's not too bad. Granted, I'm not reading or really getting much of this Sweetie Candy Vigilante title. I know they've been doing these Rock homages throughout the run. It's just this one's coming out this week, and it caught my eye. And this, if you can't figure it out, this is a Blondie homage there. I think it's pretty well done. Pretty much one for one, homage there. It matches up pretty well. So when it's done well, I dig it. So with that, this is one I'll keep an eye on. There's also a black and white version of this. I think they call it the line art or whatever, but there's a color version and looks like a black and white version of this particular cover. And as I said, they've done other Rock album homages as part of this run from Dynamite. And again, it's Dynamite, so there are tons of covers, but occasionally they do get one right. I like them. Every once in a while, there's one or two that I like. Granted, they'll make you 5 different versions of them, and I don't need all 5 versions. I just need one. But, can't fault them for trying. They just make way too many covers. That's my only complaint with Dynamite. That said, let's get on to the next one. Let's get right on over to the regular DC universe. And we have, I think this is technically the C cover for Batman 134. Pretty sweet art term. Like, I like it. I know Punchline may not have reached the heights that everyone was hoping for, but she's still hanging around and still is a pretty well-known character. And I do appreciate the random cover here or there. And like I said, I like art germ, so I like this one. And for cover price, yeah, I'll grab it. I like it. This is the one I'm going to put as part of my pull list. Now, some people like to grab really odd things. And the next cover, it's also for this same title, the same Batman 134. I think it's a Tom King cover. Yeah, this is some silliness. I'm sorry. And it's just like, I think it's even being labeled, it's an April Fool's issue. Okay. I mean, kind of fun, I guess. But all right. It reminds me of those multiverse covers that Grant Morrison drew, some of the covers for those. And I mean, Grant's a great writer, but maybe not the best artist. But, this is what it kind of reminds me of. So I thought it was kind of fun to put this in here as well. Up next, we have another DC title, The Joker, The Man Who Stopped Laughing, #7. There's something about this kind of like infinity, inside the mouth, and then you see the Joker. This is a Matina. I kind of like it. Yeah, it's not the prettiest mouth, but it's the Joker, right? I mean, it's pretty cool. And this one also had one of those silly covers as well. So there you go. This is a great cover art here. But I don't know, just kind of silly. So I figured I'd put that in here as well. Also for cover price, this one is going to be interesting to see how this plays out because this is also, I think, I don't know if it's the B or the C cover, but this is Poison Ivy 11. Let me see if I can see it close up on the number. I think this is the B cover, but I like it. It looks like a classic art painting. I dig it. I like it, but it is only just a regular, variant cover, and it's selling just basically for cover price. But we will see that later on when we get to the incentives. There's a virgin version of this that is selling for quite a bit more. But when you look at this, why pay that extra? I mean, yeah, there's a barcode. There's a tiny little DC thing at the top that's very unobtrusive. Why pay that premium for the virgin version? I don't know, but we'll move on to I think as our last cover book, and I've told you about these before. This is that Essentia. Inside of these, this is number 16. It's the Mayhew cover. I like it. Mike Mayhew, excellent artist. I like this cover. It's pretty cool. It's got like a Mass Effect kind of vibe to it. But inside, as I mentioned with the other ones, and last month when we looked at these, there's a coupon. So there's a coupon inside of these, and you need to get all 5 coupons. And this is coupon, I think, 4. So there's one more coming in issue 17. And once you get all 5 coupons, you can mail them off to Wake Entertainment and get yourself randomly provided either a J. Scott Campbell cover or a Frank Miller cover. I'm a Campbell fan, so I'm going to be pulling for the Campbell cover. I got enough. Hopefully, I think I got at least in the works. I have 2 sets, so I'll be able to mail away for 2, and just hope my shot I get at least 1 Campbell out of it. That's my hope, but we'll see what happens. I'll keep you guys posted on that. But yeah, it's been a while. It reminds me of the '90s. We got to mail in coupons out of comics to get other comics. Like, I don't know, seems kind of silly, but I'm doing it. Why not? That said, let's go on over to the incentives. I like incentives. I like incentive variants. I keep an eye on them because I like to collect them, and I like to collect them for cheap. But I also like seeing what happens with some of these because a lot of times things will pre-sell for a lot, and then once they hit shelves and get released in the public, prices drop considerably, or it's flavor of the month. People are hoping that it's going to be something that's long-term value. I don't know. But I always keep my eye on these incentive variants. And this week is no different. And we're going to start off with our first one, a 1 in 10. A 1 in 10 from IDW. I'm a big fan of the IDW 1 in 10s, despite the fact that they don't have a lot of comic properties that I'm into these days. I still keep an eye on them. And right now, we have a My Little Pony cover. Yes, just My Little Pony. Looks like they're playing on a Ouija board. Nothing super impressive about this, but curiously, how many people are ordering a bunch of copies of My Little Pony? Probably not many. So that's why I'm curious. And you can see here some of the pre-order sales in that kind of $15 range, or they're selling in sets. So they'll have like the A cover, the B cover, and the 1 in 10 for like 35 bucks. So if you figure that out, if you got A, B cover that are basically cover price, that's $8. So then the cost of that 1 in 10 is now hitting like 25 plus if you go off of that rationale. And these are all well, the first 2 are April 1st sales, and then the other one is a little early, a couple of weeks ago, March 14th, that bottom one. That's also 35 bucks for the set. But then you can see right now, when I went to look for one that's pre-selling or available, because again, it's not Wednesday yet. We'll take a look and see if these are still selling when we get to the top 10, possibly. But for now, ahead of release, there's only one pre-sale up, and it's a set, again, of the A, B, and the 1 in 10, and they want 50 bucks. So we'll see if this one sells or if any more come to market. But right now, that's what you're working with. Up next, I'm a big fan of Frank Cho. I love these ballpoint type covers that he does, and especially when he mixes it in with the other line art that he works with. I don't know. I just like it. I like the mediums kind of meshing together here. I think it's pretty cool. And this is also going back to Batman 134, but this is the 1 in 25 incentive for that issue. Stark white cover. I like it. I'm going to keep an eye out for it. I'm considering getting one because there's a few up there and some that are under ratio right now. Pre-sales have kind of hit right around ratio, $20 to $30 thereabouts. I got a feeling there's going to be plenty of these out there, so it'll probably hang around that ratio kind of mark. So if you can get it for cheaper, good on you. But right now, most of them are listed in that kind of $25 to $35 kind of range, mostly like 25 bucks. But there are the occasional cheaper ones here or there that you can go and scoop up. And then at your actual LCSs too, I know many of you have opportunities to get ratio incentives for cheaper at your LCS if you have a good relationship with your store owner, or that's just their policies that they charge less than ratio prices. But that's where I think this one's going to kind of settle in on at that kind of $25 mark, but we'll see. Another 1 in 25 at a DC that I'm keeping my eye on is another one of these milestone books. These milestone homages are pretty cool, and I like this one. This is looks like Batman and the Outsiders. So it's Icon versus Hardware. This is number 2. There are already pre-sales listed for the future variants as well, and some of those are getting a little pricey for these 1 in 25s. But this one, I only found for now one sale of it, and it sold for only $20 on March 30th. So just a few days ago, $20, but plus shipping. So it hit that kind of ratio mark. But out there right now, I could only find this one listing, which is again another set listing, A, B, and the 1 in 25, because that's what you got available for this particular title. So for those 3 issues, somebody's asking $50 right now. So again, you take the $8 out for the regular cover price. That means let's leave it $42 as the ask for that 1 in 25. So it is being listed ahead of more than that ratio price right now. Will this sell? We will see, and we will see what happens tomorrow for this one, because this is a DC book, so DC hits on Tuesdays. So we'll see. The more might hit people's hands come tomorrow, and then we'll see where the price on this one kind of lands. Any more come to market, etc. I got another DC book. I know there's a lot of DC. This is the other thing I figured out over the last couple of weeks. DC is actually doing the more interesting incentive variants of these days. It's weird. It's weird because there was ages where DC did no ratios. They did no incentive variants. They were just like, we want A covers, B covers. That's it. No more. And then they kind of took over the last year or two, a couple of years, I guess. They went more towards that Marvel model, and now we've got multiple covers, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Like they're hitting the alphabet hard with all of the variants that they're releasing, as well as Marvel, just like Marvel does. I'm not saying DC is not doing anything that everybody else isn't already doing. All I'm saying is now those incentive variants seem to be a lot more interesting than the ones we are getting out of Marvel these days. So keep an eye on that, because just hitting the art alone, this is a more striking cover than many of the Marvel releases for this week. Like Marvel, I think, is mailing it in on a lot of these ratio incentives, especially leaning in on the granted DC's doing it too with the we'll slap foil on it, we'll make it virgin, we'll make it a black and white. I hate that, but the original art here is doing better. So this is a Nakayama for Poison Ivy number 11, 1 in 25 incentive. Again, I like it. It's just art alone. This is a striking cover. And plus, I'm a Nakayama fan. I mean, you guys probably figured that out by now. This thing, pre-selling, not bad. $25 to $30. So right around that ratio mark, maybe a little bit above. Asking prices right now, copies I can find out there right now are a little higher. Looking at close to 30 to 40. We'll see if it holds. Again, come tomorrow when issues hit those stands. And I believe there is a 1 in 50, because we do have that next, and that 1 in 50 is what I teased a little bit earlier. It's that virgin version of this beautiful painted art. I mean, again, this swampy area, it looks so serene. I don't know, I like it. This thing pre-selling $150 basically. I mean, once you factor in shipping and all that stuff, high prices for this 1 in 50. So something to definitely keep an eye on. But again, all it's got different is just no barcode and no little trade dress. Oh, I guess, and it's foil. But Jesus Christ, I've talked about this foil enough, haven't I? Granted, it might work for this one because this one's got muted colors as it is, so the foil might actually work better here. But that said, I still don't need these in foil. Just give me good art. I don't need the gimmick. Let the gimmick accentuate the cover. By that, remember back in the 90s when we would get the Wolverine die cut cover, claw slashes in it. Makes sense. Ties with the character. You want to put foil on the cover? Put it on a Silver Surfer cover, and you make Silver Surfer foil. Did that. Silver Surfer 50. You want to use the foil, the hologram type stuff too? Go ahead. That kind of stuff makes sense to me. This just making the whole cover foil just so you can. I don't know. I don't know why. It doesn't make sense to me. But feel free. It's your money. Do what you want. But I'm not meeting these asking prices of $130 and $160 personally. I'll just take that B cover, C cover, whatever for cover price. I'd be happy with it because, like I said, I dig it. I don't $160 dig it. But that said, let's get on to our next book. And I actually did happen to pre-order this one. So, full transparency. Apparently, I don't know. I impulse buy crap all the time, and I impulse bought store exclusive and this 1 in 50 incentive. I don't know why, but I did. But I think this is an Inhyuk Lee. I like it. Don't get me wrong. I like this cover a lot, and I'm glad I'm getting it. But this is a 1 in 50 for Scarlet Witch number 4. Right now, the selling prices ratio plus, so 50 hitting 75, 60 in there as well. But again, since they're store exclusives, there's going to be a little extras of these out there. So I'm be curious to see where this one lands. And again, I don't know why I bought this. I just bought it, but I did whatever. Asking prices right now for this and this is the Virgin version of the regular cover. So you can see here, trade dress with the Virgin 1 in 50, $75 for the pair, $80, $95. Some of the asking prices for this 1 in 50. We'll see what happens come Wednesday, because like I said, more copies will hit people's hands. But I just like this cover, and I bought it, apparently. And I'm just going to see where the price goes. One that I did not buy, because while I do collect these Sonic books, I don't typically go and pre-order the ratio incentives, the high ratio incentives at least. And yeah, here's a 1 in 50. 1 in 50 from IDW. And this is a 5th anniversary edition one-shot, which I think is a higher cover price than normal. I think this is like an $8 book. I'm not 100% on that, so check me when you guys go to the shops. But I believe this is a thicker book, and because it's like a special. It's a one-shot. But the RI here, the 1 in 50, there's also a 1 in 25, I think, and a 1 in 10. But the 1 in 50 here could be tough. There were some pre-sales here. Granted, most recent pre-sales, March 10th, March 8th, selling for right around ratio, $50, $55. All right, not too bad. I don't know what the deal is with that January pre-sale of $290. I don't know if that's it. I don't know. There's probably like an accepted price, and it's much lower than that. I didn't go digging into it. I just went to eBay. That's what it's showing. I'm a little suspicious of that sale. It was a couple of months ago, $290. Also suspicious if it actually gets completed, because a lot of times these pre-sales, they can get, canceled because you don't get the item. You can just cancel it. There's no real nothing really to stop it. Like, people on eBay can list, we don't accept refunds all you want, but the truth of the matter is, eBay gives refunds. Doesn't matter what the seller says. So don't let that seller scare you off. It's like, we don't do refunds. We don't do returns. Okay, check your eBay contract, because eBay does. So be mindful of that. That said, don't take advantage of sellers either. You want to pre-buy something, you make a deal, you should honor it as well. But I guess it works both ways, because I know plenty of you have probably also gotten pre-orders canceled because book gets hot, and then we don't have it anymore. Well, that's why I pre-sold it. This is why I made the reservation. You guys can take the reservations, but it's the holding that's the most important part. Sorry, Seinfeld, little side trip there. Anyway, asking prices. You're probably more curious about this. The only one I could find right now is the Comic Biz one, and it's at auction. So this won't end until Friday. But it's already up to about $40 with $20 shipping out of the UK if you're in the US trying to buy it. So it's already up to $40. It's still got a couple days to go. See where this one lands and see if any more hit the market. But right now, that's the only one I could find out there to see what's going to happen with this. Curious, because some of these Sonics can go for quite a bit, especially the harder to find, higher ratios. I like them. And I think it's in a little bit of a lull now. Everybody was all hyped up about the first Sonic movie and then the second Sonic movie. I think we're in that lull again. I think by the time Sonic 3 comes around, I think people will remember Sonic again. That said, I'm also going to be talking about Sonic a little bit later on Hidden Gems. So, like I said, come back at 9. That said, another incentive ratio. We have this 1 in 50 blueprint. You're probably looking at this. What the hell is this? It's a Star Trek book. It's a Star Trek. IDW, Deep Space Nine, The Dog of War. I put this one here because this is the 1 in 25 that has the trade dress for it. The 1 in 50 is just a virgin version of this. So I just wanted to see both. We're only going to be looking at the 1 in 50 for right now. There's some 1 in 25s, I think, out there also asking for a little bit. But the 1 in 50 with no pre-sales that I could find, I found one listing. And it's, again, one of those cover lots. It's one of those, hey, we'll give you the one, the A, the B, the C, the whatever they got, we got it for you. $140. So $140 will get you, I think, the A, B, I don't know if there's a C. Doesn't matter. That's only $4. I think there's a 1 in 10, a 1 in 25, and a 1 in 50. $140 for all of that. Pretty steep price, but if you want this blueprint virgin cover, you don't have a lot of options right now. But keep an eye on your shop. I don't know if your shop's going to order 50 copies of this Discovery Deep Space Nine Dog of War book, but maybe. I can tell you this is sold out at Midtown. So you're not getting it there. Some of the other big retailers are probably sold out as well. But you can take a look. You can take a look online, but there you go. To check my comic shop, I don't think as listed theirs yet. They do theirs like pretty late in the process. So you can hope to get lucky, but you're going to be fighting a lot of people online once they start listing their stuff. That's it. Moving on. A couple of other. We're getting, as you notice, we go higher and higher with the ratios here as we get a little tougher, a little more expensive. And again, I'm not buying all this stuff. I'm watching this stuff. I'm curious about these things because while I love to own everything, I got a limited budget too. And that's why I like to watch. I like to look. Bit of a window shopper, if you will. Window shopping this, The Nasty #1. 1 in 75. This is from Vault. Vault has also been adding these to their repertoire of late, doing these higher ratios. I really used to dig when Vault did the all the homages of their like C covers for their new releases. Like new #1s would always get an homage to something. But I don't know. This is pretty cool. It looks like an old classic movie poster, horror movie, tape by tape by tape. He carved his way into reality. So I guess that's the story here. Maybe it's a horror movie character come to life. I don't know the deal of the story, but that's what I'm gathering from this particular cover here. All I know is I kind of dig this cover. I like it. Granted, it's 1 in 75, and I ain't paying ratio price or anything like that for this because I like it, but I don't like it that much. Can we see what it's selling for? Sure. $100. Best offer on $80. So right around ratio and above. It's not too bad. And then copies available. Well, this is another case. I guess this is the thing now. There's lots. There's just lots of, hey, here are all the covers. You get the A, the B, you get 8 covers. Look, see that top one, $190. Get you 8 covers. You get the A, the B, the 1 in 5, the 1 in 10, the 1 in 25, the 1 in 50, the 1 in 75, and I believe there might even be a 1 in 100. It's a lot of books. $190. Or you can just get the 1 in 75, the 1 in 50, and the 1 in 25 set for $100. And then we got here another one. $180 will get you the 1 in 100, the 1 in 75, and the 1 in 50. So 50, 75, 100, $180. All I know is expensive prices for brand new books that are coming out this Wednesday. I'm sorry, but I can't do this. Too much out of my pocket for this stuff. But I do like this cover. And maybe one day I'll hope to dig this out of a box somewhere for cheap. And just going to throw this one out there. I think people are kind of not over these because I know there's still plenty of Disney fans out there. But I feel like the prices on these are not where they're going to be. For those original ones, yeah, I get it. But by the time issue 23 of Spider-Man hit, shops have been ordering accordingly. So there will be enough of these to go around, especially when you factor in all of the exclusive covers, store exclusives, because Spider-Man, it doesn't matter. Every damn issue of Spider-Man has at least 4 or 5 exclusives from stores that just do them for every issue. They just have artists on lock and saying, hey, just give me another Spider-Man cover. We're going to do a trade dress and a virgin. Boom, roll it out, split it from a few different shops. Hey, no, I'm not criticizing. I mean, do your business how you want to do your business. I just can't keep up with all of the exclusives that come out for Spider-Man. Just so many. It's just becomes white noise after a while. And occasionally one will catch your eye, but a lot of times it's just stuff just thrown at you. That said, with all that stuff being thrown at you, plenty of shops are going to have copies of this. Granted, it's pretty cool. Infinity Gauntlet homage, but I don't like the black and white. I'd rather get, and I did order the regular version, regular version, which would be cover price. And this, again, is right around that ratio. There's plenty listed for cheaper than ratio. You'll see the occasional asking for more than ratio, but I really feel this is an under ratio type book at this point. This is probably like $60. And that's probably where it'll settle when all said and done for this 1 in 100. But we'll see. Could be wrong. Do take that information for what you will. I just wouldn't be paying ratio or above for this thing. Nope, not me. Got another 1 in 100 for you. Kind of like it. But again, cost is going to be too high. This Batman and the Joker, the Deadly Duo #6. I like it. throwback Batman and Robin. You put Joker in that Robin role. It's fun. I like the colors. I like how it's washed out. It looks like a classic cover. I like when they do that personally. I like when they do it with the pulp kind of covers and make things look like beat up like paperbacks and magazines. I don't know. Call me crazy. I like it. I like it when they do that. It's a nice touch. That said, I'm not touching my wallet for this 1 in 100 because it's just too much. It's too much. Pre-sales. Best offer $135. Sorry I didn't go digging into it to find out what they accepted, but there was also a $250 sale. Again, probably have to dig into that to see that it was probably some sort of accepted offer, but don't know for certain. I'll just tell you, those are the two that pre-sold for this book. Also, keep an eye out that this could be improperly listed as a 1 in 50, because I did find one that was listed that way. But the 1 in 50 is actually a Silvestri Jim Gordon sketch cover. Just Gordon's face, like black and white. That's the 1 in 50, I think. Or is it 75? Anyway, this is the 1 in 100. So, with that, here we go. There's one listed, $150. And I think it's listed as 1 in 50. I think that's what I'm pointing out. I think it's listed as 1 in 50, but it's actually a 1 in 100. And it's asking $150. So there you go. There's your copy. We'll see if more come out tomorrow. It is still a Batman and Joker book, but it is a Batman and Joker book and not the main Bat title. So its print run might not be as high and orders might not be as high. So I don't know a lot of places are going to get 100 of these, but there it is. There it is for you to find out if you're interested. And with that, we are not wrapping up yet because I'm not done. Not done yet. Got another one for you. Considering WrestleMania weekend, I had to save this one for last. I don't know much about this silly-ass title. I can guess at what this is about. All I know is it's probably going to be some nonsense inside the covers, but Ric Flair has got a comic book coming out. Ric Flair coming out of Scout Comics, codename Ric Flair. This is a 1 in 25. I like this one. I don't know, something about this cover. I think there's like a Whatnot exclusive of some kind too. It doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look half bad, but out of the ones I saw, this is one of my favorites. This 1 in 25, and this thing could be had for pretty cheap actually. Copy sold for $10 back on March 25th, pre-sale. Pre-sale, obviously. But here's some pre-sale availables. $10, $35. I also saw some listings out there. I think you could find this as cheap as like $5 if you go and look. So $5 for 1 in 25. That's kind of like more my wheelhouse. I might get this for $5. That said, we'll see how this shakes out. I think there's going to be a lot of these because I think this might be returnable. I'm not a retailer. I'm not a dealer. I don't have a shop. I got some friends who do those things, and they sometimes give me some information. I feel like one of them told me this was a returnable book, but I'm not 100% on that. So with that, be mindful of how much you pay for some of these ratios and exclusives, because if they can keep them and without selling all the books, that can be kind of tricky. Because here we go. This is why I'm getting into this. I think this is returnable because I think my buddy who owns a shop was telling me this is returnable, and because he was considering going all the way up to the highest. Because again, not many people are going to be buying this many copies of Ric Flair. I get it. WrestleMania weekend. This should have come out last Wednesday, but WrestleMania weekend, the hype, wrestling, sure. There's 1 in 100. Pretty cool cover. This is a metal cover, as I understand it. Throwback James Bond, and I think that's kind of like the storyline here. We're just gonna make maybe like they did with the with Cover, where the comic book artists were secret operatives, moving from convention to convention while they're doing their jobs. That's the cover. Maybe I think that's the angle they're going with the professional wrestler, because they also travel here and there, hither thither, if you will. Saw Dungeons and Dragons this weekend. Liked it. That's it. I dig this cover. I like it. 1 in 100, pretty cool. Don't need it to be metal. I'd be happy if there was a regular cover version personally, but this is where it's at. One did sell, and it's going to sell for a very high price, as you'll see here, $210. But you got to dig in a little bit deeper on this one, because this is not this. While this is the 1 in 100 cover, this one that sold for $200 actually is the 1 in 1,000, which is a signed version. Because if you ordered 1,000 copies, again, how many places are ordering 1,000 copies of this Ric Flair book? But 1,000 copies will get you a signed by Ric Flair, and I forget who else signed it. Whoever else worked on the book. Oh, Dave Dorman. I think Dave Dorman and Ric Flair signed for 1,000. If you get 1,000 copies, you get that. And that's what my buddy was considering doing, ordering enough to get this for himself, but then he would have to return whatever he didn't sell. And I think he was debating that because that's a lot of money to put out at front, just to get one of these things. But also be mindful of that if it's returnable, that's what stores could do. So don't take it as like, well, it's got to be super tiny print run because look how many people are going to order this book. Exactly. But how many people are going to order it if they know they can send half that shit back? But we'll see. Because even with all that said, this still could potentially, because there's none out there, by the way. There's none listed. I know I did this last week. I don't plan to do this every week, so don't expect this to be an ongoing thing. But this is the kind of weird, oddball thing because I still think a lot of people will still balk at ordering that many, even if they are returnable, just to get it. So we'll keep an eye on this one because this one could be a future ghost for Ric Flair. Just saying. Just something to keep an eye on. But who knows where it'll end up. Who knows what'll happen if you'll see this at your shop this week. You make the call what you want to do with it. But these are the things I'm looking at and watching for this week and will consider depending on price and all that stuff, especially when we're talking the ratios and incentives. Depending on the cost, I might consider scooping something for myself. But with that all said, that's my list for this week. Once again, thank you all for the support, both members and regular subscribers alike. And if you're not a subscriber, even just a regular subscriber, and you're watching this, please just hit the sub button. Help us out. While we did hit 2,500 subs, and I'll be doing a giveaway, we could use more because I'm not stopping just because we hit 2,500. Just like, a lot of people may have stopped the push because, well, we hit the magic 1,000 mark. No, we don't stop. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep going to try to make this channel bigger and better. So with that, want to stay on board, come on board. Thank you again. We appreciate you all. And with that, everybody else get to see this on Tuesday. But you members, special thank you for you. You guys get to see this in about an hour or so after I edit it really quickly. And with that, come back later tonight for Hidden Gems, a little special new show angle on it. I'm not going to tease it any more than that, but come back and check it out. And then Chasing Ghosts tomorrow. And with that, see you guys later. All right, bye.